to the Anonymous Andrew podcast. Life and the choices we make. The choices other people make. This is a podcast that explores all things as they relate to dating, romance, and relationships. Why we sometimes ignore or miss the red flags. Red flags like gaslighting, cheating, lying, psychological manipulation, mental illness, addiction, and so much more. Join me each week as we continue my journey into the modern dating world with my weekend rants, anonymous guest dating stories, and experts who share their wisdom so I can help you navigate the dating terrain. If you are new to the show or have been following me from the beginning, hold on tight for the Anonymous Andrew experience. Now on to the show. Greetings, Anonymous Andrew with you to make an announcement. Welcome to the end of season 1. So why would I come on and announce that? Well, I usually drop episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I dropped episode number 60 this past Tuesday, and this episode will drop on Friday, and I'm just staying consistent so you guys have something to listen to. But there is no guest today. There's just me. And you guys love it when I come on alone anyway. But I just wanted to talk about a few things. And yes, I'll probably have a weekend rant this weekend. But here's the concept that I'm looking to do. So I did 60 episodes plus. There was a couple of bonus episodes in there. So there were like almost 70 episodes in season 1. And they were entirely about this past relationship. And today's what? September 14th. October 11th, give or take, I think, it'll be 1 year that I've been out of that relationship. And I just wanted to talk about some of where my head is at. I just literally walked in from my therapist's office. Just came in and sat right down and started to record. And this is what I told her. I said that I am lacking joy in my life. I feel miserable. I'm not happy, that I don't have a sense of purpose. And you know what she said to me? So what, you're going to tell me that a woman is going to meet or fulfill those, what's missing? And I just looked at her and I said, well, I've been single for a year. And then she said to me, you really weren't single for a year. You went on a few dates. And I said, no, single. Like, I haven't jumped into a relationship. And I haven't. Yeah, I went on maybe a dozen dates in this past 11 months. That would be one date a month, give or take. Whatever it was. Maybe it could have been 2 a month, and I skipped a month, whatever. And so I think the idea here is that I have to put season 1 behind me, because while doing this podcast, I did learn what happened. I learned a lot about my behaviors and what I allowed, and the lack of boundaries that I didn't establish. And I also learned a lot about people like my ex, who had a lifetime of trauma. And I think it was episode 58 where we came to the conclusion as to why she did what she did. Anyway, the point is I can't talk about that relationship anymore. In depth. Let's just put a footnote there, in depth. This podcast was spawned because of that relationship, and I went out to seek, research, and find the causes and the reasons and why everything went down the way it did. And I got my answers. So that concludes, technically it would conclude the podcast. I could say, oh, that's a wrap. But I enjoy doing this. I've gotten a sense of purpose now. I feel as if I have, I don't know how to explain this, but I've gotten so much feedback from you people that love these solo episodes. And if you read into some of the feedback, whether they were emails or DMs or in the reviews, I'm on a journey. My life felt like it ended after that relationship. Like, oh my God, the most beautiful woman in the world that I was madly in love with, just her and I just exploded and walked away from each other. And my life is over. And it's not. I have got higher power willing, God willing. I have, hopefully another 20-something years. But what's the next step in this journey that I'm on? And that would be to start dating. Yes, I know. I have been dating, but I have not been dating with intent. I've been dating to get out and be social. I've been dating to go out and test the waters. I've been dating to come back to you with stories, updates, to tell you about what's happening in the modern dating world. So that is what season 2 is going to be about, is dating in the modern world. and I say modern world, I mean, anytime that you talk in the present, it's the modern world. But we're post-COVID, kind of. Depends on which news channel you listen to. I still see people wearing masks. But it's post-COVID, which COVID changed so many things in our life. How we do things, how we shop, how we meet, everything is Zoom now. Even at my job, where I'm a subcontractor for a city agency, and I used to have to travel into New York City 3 times a year for these big meetings. Now they're on Zoom. We don't have to travel in there anymore. Everything is Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Skype, Zoom, FaceTime. We don't meet in person anymore, except for the dating world. And even then, it takes longer to get out onto a date sometimes, because you text for a week, then you talk on the phone for a week, and then maybe you do a video thing for a week. I guess it depends on the app and the person and whatever. So, season 2 is going to be about dating. And yes, I'm going to have some guests on. And I listened to what you guys told me. The guests episodes were too long. And there were times when I allowed the guests to go on too long and ramble and not. It was like one-sided conversation. and the intros were too long. Listen, you guys, I asked for the feedback and the critique, and I got it, and I heard you. So I've already recorded about 8 episodes for season 2, and I've done my best at cutting the intros down and trying to interact with the guest as more of a conversation, as rather than introducing them and then saying, go, tell us about yourself. And then they go on for a half an hour and all you do is hear them talk. So I'm kind of giving you all the behind the scenes here. But this stuff is coming from you guys. You were the ones that told me about you didn't like that. So if I'm going to produce a podcast and put it out and you are going to listen to it and continue to listen to it, but you're going to give me some feedback, critical or positive or suggestive, I'm going to listen. Because if I don't, you're going to tune out. If anything, I need more listeners. I know how many I have. I see the data. It's nowhere near where I'd like it to be. It's a lot more than I ever thought it would be. But I need more. So season 2, I'm hoping to ramp it up. And so I started to tell you that it's going to be, I think we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to do 1 guest a week, and I'll release that guest during the week, maybe on a Wednesday. And then I'll do a weekend rant. Right? You guys seem to like that. So I'll do the rants maybe on Saturday. I could maybe record it Saturday, release it Sunday. I haven't figured it out yet. And then a guest will be released on a Wednesday or maybe a Tuesday, Saturday thing. I haven't kind of worked all that out yet. Okay, one more thing, and then I'm going to say sayonara. So this is technically the end of season 1. Okay, so this is, I may call it episode 61 or whatever, if you look down at your app. But I just wanted to give you something for tomorrow, which is Friday, which is the day that I drop my next episode. But give you some sort of a closure for season 1 and a prelude to season 2. While I take a break, which is going to be, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to take some time off from podcasting just to regroup, maybe go on a few dates, take care of some other things in my life that I have been not tending to. During that time, I will be releasing some episodes. I recorded a lot of episodes this past 10 months. Not every one of them made it on the air for one reason or another. So you're going to see in between season 1 and season 2, even though I won't be, and I haven't figured it out yet, I may still pop on and do a weekend update. But if you don't get one, it's because I'm taking some time off. But you're going to see a couple of episodes drop that were either recorded and I never released, or I saved for in between season 1 and season 2. It's like when you watch TV and you're in the middle, the first season ends, they kind of sometimes run the reruns for season 1 while you're waiting for season. So these are not going to be, by the way, I will never do that. I'll never rerun an episode that I've already aired. What's the sense? You go back and listen to it. No, these are going to be new episodes that were recorded but never released. Okay? So, okay. I have a pint of Haagen-Dazs waiting for me, and I'm going to go eat that. I want to thank all of you who have listened and all of you who are following me on Instagram. And thank you for all the feedback. And I'd like to thank podcast guest community. I'm sorry, podcastguest.com, podmatch.com. Thank you, Alex. And there are several Facebook groups that I belong to that are Podcast Nation. I'd like to thank Rory from Crimes of the Heart. And I'm trying to think who else. There's probably some other people I need to thank. And Kelsey. Let's not forget Kelsey. Kelsey, my social media manager. All right, that's it. I might be on this weekend. I don't know. Just watch my Instagram. I may start an email list if you want to be on my email list. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. If you guys are interested in being on it, and of course, I'm not going to spam you and I'm not going to collect your private information. It'll just be like our own little private email thing where I'll email you updates. If you want that, anonymousandrewpodcast@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email, and I think between now and the end of the year, I'm going to create some sort of an email list. And then I may open up a Facebook community group for us. I'm not sure what I'm going to... These are just thoughts that I'm having. We'll see where that goes. All right, folks. Thank you again. And as always, if you're going to make a decision, if you need to make a decision, I urge you to please choose wisely, because I didn't, and it got me in a lot of trouble. Until next time, folks. Ciao.